Celtics finally get on board with a win. They figure out the zone, at least for this one game, game three, win 117 to 106. And there were a couple of key takeaways you take away from this win. Number one is, why haven't you been doing this the whole series in terms of keeping the lead and maintaining the lead? They basically led from wire to wire, start to finish. One of the key things that you noticed in this stat line, the Celtics shot 48% and 37% from three, but they had balanced scoring across the board. Jason Tatum had 25. Jaylen Brown had 26. Kemba Walker had 20 some odd points. So Marcus Smart had 20. Everybody was contributing in one sense or another. And, of course, they got to get Gordon Hayward back. And it wasn't like Gordon Hayward scored a bunch of points. He scored like 6 points. But I feel like he kind of put everyone in position a little bit better, and he anchored their defense. Honestly, him and Gordon Hayward allowed Jaylen Brown to really get off in terms of defensive wise. Defensive wise, that game was Jaylen Brown's Scottie Pippen masterpiece. That was Jaylen Brown's Basquiat painting. Because defensively, Jaylen Brown sparked a lot of the break, especially when the Heat were coming back in the first half, I believe. He got it down to like close to 4 or some odd, and then Jaylen Brown just started wreaking havoc defensively, forcing deflections, getting steals, forcing turnovers. And to me, for the rest of the series, the Celtics proved more successful when Jaylen Brown is the one that's going off. Not necessarily Jason Tatum scoring all the points, because Jason Tatum went 9 for 20. I think he went 2 for 7 from 3. Very inefficient for 3. But if you look at Jaylen Brown, he always makes easier shots for himself. He was 11 for 17, 26 points, but all the shots he was getting were easier dunks, layups, fast break points. And when they put him in the center of that zone, he made great plays, alley-oops, and when he was running the short corner against the zone, he was getting lobs and stuff like that. Like, to me, Jaylen Brown, and this might be like very unpopular to some people, but his game translates a lot better to the NBA than, say, a Jason Tatum, because Jason Tatum essentially goes one-on-one all the time, and he's not necessarily out to make a play for the next person, and whenever he is out to make a play, he doesn't, because the Heat bottle him up and he forced a turnover. He's looking for the foul. You notice that. He's always looking for the foul. His body language is very poor because he's not getting the calls that he thinks he deserves. So, like, to me, Celtics should really consider running that offense through Jaylen Brown initially, because he can make more things happen playmaker-wise for the Celtics that'll benefit the Celtics more than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, to me, he's a really great scorer. That playmaking ability, though, he hasn't figured it out yet. And I think Jaylen Brown has figured it out. Even though they don't go to him consistently, he figured out, like, I got to do other things on the other end in order for us to score. As far as the Heat, they were bottled up. I mean, Ben Adebayo had 27 points, but when that three-pointer ain't going, they shot like 27% from 3, 38% from the field. When that three-pointer isn't going, they are a different kind of team. And throughout the game, you saw that. But here's the thing. The Celtics always let them in. Always let them in. In the fourth quarter, they had like 20-point lead. And then they started fouling, especially in the third quarter, into the fourth. And they started with the turnovers, trying to go ISO against the zone. And trying to dribble against the zone is like the worst thing you could do. Even though you get into the seams, now you have to pick up your dribble, and that's where you making a play is not the Celtics' strong suit, especially the young guys, because Kemba's short, Jason Tatum is short-sighted in terms of making plays, and then other than that, you don't want Tyson in the middle, so they put Tyson in the corner, which really hurts you because Tyson's not a great three-point shooter. So, I mean, you have to learn how to pick up the ball and make passes. If the Heat continue to play zone, you have to continue to pass and do the things that got you there. And that's what kills me about the Celtics is they never do the things that got them there. They never continue to do it. They do it for a while, they get a big lead, and it's ISO. I'm going to show you what to do. And all of that goes to is just like the competitive nature of the young guys within the team. Like, they don't understand, like, from Marcus Smart to Jason Tatum, I even say Kemba Walker, all the guys, they don't understand that when you're running a play, it's not for you to score, it's for the team to score. So run things that make your team score. You saw, like, down the stretch when the Heat cut it to 5. Marcus Smart goes for a layup when he could have just dribbled out the clock, run some more clock. He got bailed out by a foul. Let's just say the refs don't call a foul. The Heat go down, maybe they hit a 3 or a 2. They cut it down to 2 or 3. then you maybe lose that game. So these are the things that we're talking about. You got to play and think smart throughout the whole situation. But it's good to see the Celtics on the board. I mean, to me, they have to tie the series. If they don't, it is what it is. We'll see the Heat in the finals. Because the thing is, Jimmy Butler had a pretty much pedestrian game. He really didn't come to play overall. So next game, if he comes playing heavy and putting that pressure on the Celtics, the Celtics always get away from what got them the lead. So if that's the case, then that game's over. But it was a promising showing. Finally, good to see them able to beat a zone. The thing that we used to run in high school that they didn't seem to be able to beat. Hoops Junction, Hoops means Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.